Privates, welcome back. This week I have another long video about talking about sports. Now, I think it's over 50 minutes, so I'm going to apologize right now. But I talk on the Colts, IU, ADCC, Worlds, UFC 279, and I cover fantasy football. I hope you all enjoy it. And if you like it, let me know and I'll keep doing it. Tell me in the comments. But if you like this content, feel free to drop a like down below or share this with a friend. And if you're feeling extra generous, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As always, stay tuned. Until next time.
Have to make you
Oh yeah, we can make my coffee. All right. Different camera angle. This is so last week I put out a video about talking about the Colts and IU and fantasy football. This one is going to just be sports in general.
It is one of you because
if you see me looking off to my left, I have talking points. So I'm gonna start with the Colts because I have a lot of points about them. 16 in fact. So since 2003, the Colts have played 361 regular season games, and they've been shut out only 3 times. All 3 times to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You gotta watch what you're doing. All 3 times they've been shut out by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't get what the kryptonite is. Maybe they're a voodoo doctor. I don't know if they do voodoo down in Florida. I wouldn't put it past them. But maybe they put a curse on the Colts in Jacksonville. Although, I mean, we haven't won in 8-9 years in Jacksonville. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then another thing about that game, I didn't watch a lot of it. I watched not even 10 minutes of it, 30 seconds of it, and I turned it off for my mental and physical well-being. I turned off the game, and I that's honestly, I think that's me growing as a person. But the Colts can't perform that badly against a bottom tier team like Jacksonville, while missing 3 players, 2 of them being key players. So they were missing Alec Pierce. They were missing he's a rookie who's unproven. They're missing Michael Pittman Jr., key player. Shaquille Leonard, I think it's stupid he changed his name. Missing him, and but he practiced all week. So I don't get it. But missing 3 people, 2 of them being very important to the team, that they can't play like that. And with them performing how they have the first 2 weeks, maybe Wentz wasn't the problem last year. I mean, he still had issues like his decision making and game management and possibly his leadership, but we can't lay all of last year's problems on him. There was a breakdown somewhere. Now, with that point, are Frank Reich and Chris Ballard the issues? Like Ballard was supposed to be like a general manager genius, and Reich was supposed to be an offensive guru after what he did with Philly, and then beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl and the whole Philly special. But nothing has come to fruition. I know they expected Reich to have Andrew Luck, but he didn't. We've had Jacoby Brissett. We've had, I can't think. I just vapor locked. I don't know who else we had. Jacoby Brissett, Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan. Like, we look like the Cleveland Browns. It's sad. And then Ballard, he's had 2 great draft picks in Darius Leonard and Quentin Nelson. But other than that, like, besides those draft picks, Ryan Grigson had a better tenure as a GM than Ballard has, and that's saying a lot. I don't think Reich has won a postseason game yet. Excuse me. Lucy, will you get out from underneath my desk, please? Alright. Alright, go potty. Go, go, go.
Can you hold me?
Yeah, give me 1 second. Oh, sorry. Alright. So, like I said, I don't think Reich's won a postseason game yet. He might have. But I could be wrong. And so them cutting Rodrigo Blankenship was unnecessary. He wasn't the scapegoat for the week 1 loss, which I know I talked about it last week, but I think we need to start looking at front office and coaches rather than players. It's not always going to be the players' faults. Can it be? Yes, but this time I don't think. Last week I don't think it was. Honestly, I think in a situation like this, when ownership, front office, coaching staff all had high expectations, there needs to be a players only meeting that needs to happen. Okay. Players only meeting needs to happen. There's something that's not kosher within the locker room. Like something's going on and no one wants to address it or talk about it. And I wonder if there's a lack of accountability or leadership on this team, which I can't see being leadership, because when Matt Ryan came into the fold, people were talking about, oh, he's a way better leader than Carson Wentz was. Well, then what's going on? Are people not holding each other accountable? Is it I can't put my finger on it. I'd say one of the more frustrating things with this team is before the Houston game, they had the 10th stop, please. They had a 15 or they had the 10th best odds. I won't look them up real quick, to make the Super Bowl. But now they're 0-1-1. Like, this was before Houston. The 10th best odds.
It's pink, right? This is right.
What's pink? Your shirt? Yeah.
No. Pink is a bit white, maybe. That isn't right, but the pink is...
Yeah, dude, I don't know if I'll find this.
And one thing. And this and the lemonade is.
Oh yeah, you're having pink lemonade?
Yeah. And then look at the cup. I'm drinking and look at the cup.
Are you drinking Lucas's cup? Oh, come on. I'm close.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to find something.
What are you finding?
Hold on.
Hold on.
Stop touching that.
I was holding on for the microphone.
Oh, you're holding on to the microphone?
Yeah, but...
Don't touch it.
But I just feeling it. And it's black, right?
Yep.
And just like the stand is like black.
Yep, the stand's black too.
And one of your keyboard is like.
Yep.
And your keyboard is black too.
Yep.
And your motor control is black too.
Yep.
And this is black too.
Yep.
And one of these A's are black too.
Yep.
They're turning books. Why they're turning in like
Stop.
Got to do like book. What?
What? You're about to get kicked out again. Lucy, stop touching.
Duck.
All right, go. Go. No, I'm done.
I'm not done.
Then you need to stop touching things when I tell you to. Hold on, I'm gonna find the stat. I gotta get past all the recent stuff.
I don't wear it.
I know you don't.
I don't wear it like this. I don't wear it like this.
Oh, dude, come on.
Go back down. Go
Hey,
back
stop.
down. Go back down. Go back down. Go back
Stop.
down. Right there. The red one. The red one.
Lucy Ann.
There's the red one. And this is my microphone. Me. Because it's all mine. Oh, the marble is mine. The Bible is mine. The Bible is mine. Forever. That's everything.
All right, I can't find it, but I'm telling you, at one point, it had the Colts in the top 10 to win, like, for the Super Bowl. They have to be the bottom, like literally the worst team. Oh. All right. Going on. I wonder. I genuinely. You're gonna have to go. I genuinely wonder if the Colts are wasting the best years of Michael Pittman Jr., Jonathan Taylor, and Darius Leonard. What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's right here. Next to this. I've
seen a lot of like NFL executives. I said to not touch it. Next time you touch something you're not supposed to.
I wanted to do something at work. All by myself.
You don't work by yourself. You work for me.
I work for myself.
I've seen a lot of NFL executives say that. The Colts they need to trade.
Wait, no.
Go.
No.
They need to trade away Taylor and get draft picks, but I don't think that's the answer. I mean, what are we going to do with them? We're going to draft mid-tier guys in late rounds. Like, no, that's not the answer. And then Irsay, he wrote a check he wasn't willing to cash. A check he wasn't willing to cash when he said he was going to go all in, or that the Colts were going to go all in this past summer and during free agency. Like, they didn't go after anyone. Who'd they go after? Casper? Like my hopes and dreams?
You're done.
Go. Go to your bed.
Not ready to go to bed.
Go now.
Not ready to go to bed.
I told you to stop putting your weight on this. I told you to go. You're not listening to me.
Hey, Dad, to do this. I wanted to do this.
So I mean, they didn't go after anyone. They They said that they were going to spend any amount of money there, and there were plenty of moves to make. Russell Wilson wanted out of Seattle. Aaron Rodgers possibly wanted out of Green Bay. And if we would have gotten Rodgers, we could have gotten Devontae Adams. That is a great tandem right there. Julio Jones was on the market for a while. Odell's still out there. Jarvis Landry is out there. Literally, the list goes on and on. The Colts weren't willing to make the necessary moves to become a winning team. And so I'm gonna go on. I brought up Wilson and Rodgers. I'm gonna talk about, and so they brought in Matt Ryan. All right, yeah, that's what they went after, Matt Ryan. Okay, we went after like a 37-year-old. What good does that do? He's experienced, yeah. He's been to one Super Bowl, yeah, but he blew it. He choked it away. His best years are behind him. I will say that there are some times where he looks more athletic than Carson Wentz, which Carson Wentz is supposed to be known for his mobility. Excuse me. But then there's other days where he looks like Carson Wentz with his decision making and whatnot. So in that respect, I think Ellinger needs a fair shake as a starter. Are you gonna listen?
Yeah.
Are you gonna stop touching things you're not supposed to?
Nope.
Then no. If you're not gonna stop touching things, then you can get back down.
I'm not going to touch things.
All right. Ellinger needs a fair shake as a starter. I'm saying this right now. September 21st. Do you remember? It's 21st of September. Yeah, I'm saying it right now. Ellinger should be the starter. Matt Ryan, backup, Foles, practice squad. Let Ryan teach him. Teach him how to prepare. The Colts don't need to tank for Bryce Young. We have a decent quarterback in Ellinger. And yeah, I get it. Ellinger balled out in the preseason against third and fourth string guys. But even Ryan and Foles didn't look that good against the third and fourth string guys. Ellinger needs his fair shake. And this is going to sting for some of you. Stings for me. As a Colts fan, we need to get over Andrew Luck. We need to get over Peyton Manning. We need to get over Dallas Clark, Bob Sanders. All these greats that we've had. Not Bob Sanders. Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis, Cato Jr., Reggie, Marvin. We need to get over them. They're not coming back. We can't keep comparing the talent that we have now to what we had back then. But it hurts. It stings. They're not coming back. You need to get over it. I need to get over it. We, as a fandom, need to get over it. Week 3, I think so. Week 3, Colts' first home game. It's against the Chiefs. If it's not a bloodbath, if it's not a bloodbath, the NFL's rigged. I'm gonna say that right now. Somehow the Chiefs. Now, when I typed this up, it said that ESPN said they're a 3-point favorite. Now they're a 6.5-point favorite. They're still not a full touchdown favorite over a team that's 0-1-1. The Chiefs are 2-0. They put it on the Cardinals. It was a close game to the Chargers, but the Chargers are good with Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. You got Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler. Shh, stop yelling. Austin Eckler, they have a lot of great talent, and they won late. There's no way that the Chiefs should be only a 6.5-point favorite. It needs those rookie numbers, bump them up. But what I'm really curious to see if the Colts can play a complete game and not just kind of phone it in for 2, maybe 3 quarters. They phoned it in for. Stop yelling. They phoned it in for 3 quarters against Houston and Jacksonville. Then they balled out like all-stars in the latter stages. Why? Why can we not put all that together? And one issue I have with Frank Reich. Yeah, sure, you're optimistic. You're very optimistic. But you can't tell reporters where we need to be to win and where we are after a shutout is not very far. Because that's not very convincing as a fan. That's not very settling for me. Like, what? Oh, where are we just got mollywopped by Jacksonville, but we want to be a winning ball club and we're not that far away. Then please, all right, I told you to be quiet.
I am.
No, you're yelling into the microphone. To be a winning ball club, you can't get shut out by Jacksonville. All right. That I talk for maybe 16 minutes, a little more, for about Colts. My thoughts. Now I'm on to IU football. IU played Western Kentucky this past weekend. Hold on. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me, Lucy. Look at me. You do not scrape these on my desk, okay? If you do it again, you're going to bed.
There's a scraping.
Get them away from the monitor. All right, IU played Western Kentucky this past weekend. I think they lost to them last year pretty convincingly. They won, and it was a close game. But a win is a win, no matter how close the score is. I think IU's biggest downfall, at least for the two sports that I follow the closest, just football and wrestling, it is and always will be their recruiting. They don't get the top talent like Michigan and Michigan State, Iowa, Ohio State, Penn State. Like they don't get the recruits to compete. I mean, they can compete, but they're like the Colts. They're the opposite of the Colts right now. They'll play tough for 2-3 quarters, and then like, hey, we're content with what we did. Well, we're gonna sit on our laurels and just kind of like they're happy with what they've done, not what they can be. Well, I don't get is why athletes don't want to go to IU. I mean, it's still Division I, and it's in a tough conference. I'd like someone to tell me why, their opinions on that. Comment down below. This weekend they have a big test in Cincinnati. I have stop touching the keyboard. I have no doubt that they'll play them tough. They did last year, but again, can they play a complete game?
I'm tossing it up to the way that I need to get the helmet. See that red one and that baseball team, that baseball Coca-Cola, and the bat team.
So since go your bed now. Go. No, because I said to go to your bed.
I can't open.
Your bed, Lucy. Ow, 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 ow. Alright. So since Sunday, there's been a lot of changes on this spread for the game against Cincinnati. Sunday, Cincinnati was a 3-point favorite. Cincinnati's 2-1, by the way. Then not yesterday, it's Wednesday. Excuse me. Then Monday, Cincinnati's a 14-point favorite. Then this morning when I checked, they're a 16.5-point favorite. What is going on in Cincinnati? Like, what are the odds makers privy to that no one else knows? Like, did they get a player back? Did IU lose a player that I don't know about? Like, I don't get it. Now IU's schedule does get tougher after this, with the exception of Nebraska. Now, not to disparage Nebraska, but they're in shambles right now. Hopefully, they can right the ship, get a good coaching staff and whatnot. Last thing on college football, Purdue lost. A lot of Monrovia people are Purdue fans, and because Purdue lost, that warms my heart. I mean, Purdue fans, they were riding high after they kicked the absolute crap out of Indiana State. But let's be honest, they didn't take down Alabama. Now, Syracuse, I guess they didn't play a great game, but they made plays when it counted, and I can't think. Oh, and then Purdue committed penalties when they needed to be like in crunch time, so you can't fault. I mean, like I said, it warms my heart that um, Purdue is 1-2 going into week 4. All right, so I'm gonna talk about UFC 279 Worlds for wrestling, men's and women's freestyle wrestling that happened, and ADCCs. I don't know what ADCC stands for, but I'll talk about it all. So 279. Everyone knows what happened. There's a fight backstage. Hamzat missed weight. Like they shuffled around the entire card. But I think so. Hamzat, and after he beat Kevin Holland with I think it's a Darce choke, he's like, oh well, the UFC's doctors, they told me to stop cutting weight. I've never heard that. I'm like, I remember on an interview with ESPN years ago, Chael Sonnen, I don't remember who he is fighting, but he said he like 25 hours, maybe less, to cut 17 and a half pounds. And the doctors didn't stop him then. He said this live on air in an interview. He's all right. Thanks for having me. Now I have to go cut 17 and a half pounds and I'll be on weight. They didn't stop him then. Why did they stop Hazmat? I think Hazmat's soft, honestly. He won't see this. And if he does, who cares? He's soft. That, what he did, oh, not that bad. Pansy. I think he knew that he couldn't go a full 25 minutes with Nate Diaz. Like, if you look at Hamzat's fights, the longest fight he had was against Gilbert Burns, and that was 15 minutes. Nate Diaz would have taken him into deep waters and drowned him. Hazmat has not been tested yet, except for Gilbert Burns. Now, Hamzat against Holland, he had a cheap takedown to start things off. Holland, I get they had beef, but Holland tried to be a good sport, go out, touch gloves. He puts his hand out. All right, hey, we're gonna high five, start this. And Hamzat just shoots in immediately. That's Bush League. Some people are like, oh, well, you don't understand MMA. I don't, probably not, but still, dude's going out for a glove touch. You know, at least, nah, F you. You don't have to shoot in on the dude. That just seems, like I said, Bush League. So, like I said, the card got shuffled around. Nate Diaz ended up fighting Tony Ferguson, but neither fighter really seemed super into it. Like Nate Diaz was leaning on the cage talking to Dana instead of actually fighting. I'm glad they got to fight, but it was enjoyable to watch. But like I said, neither of them seemed super duper into it. And I'll say that fight was the least amount of blood I've seen Nate Diaz donate. Usually he's just pouring buckets and buckets of blood. And hopefully with Nate that there will be a trilogy with Conor McGregor. I don't see it. I don't see why Conor would come back. He can sit on his laurels. He's kind of made his and then some. But in Nate's exit interview, because that was his last fight with the UFC, like contract wise, he mentioned taking over another sport. And with how good he is with jiu-jitsu, I would have loved to have seen him compete at ADCC. I don't know what division, maybe 88 kilos. I looked through the brackets. Because I've watched like Craig Jones a little bit, Nicky Ryan, Gordon Ryan, Nicky Rod, and just to see what happened. Felipe Pena, watched them a little bit, but I would have loved to have seen him compete in the absolute, where it doesn't matter what you weigh, you go in and you throw down. But with ADCC, you have to be invited to it or qualify for it. But I feel like with how, what's the word? How well known Nate Diaz is, I feel like he could have gotten an invite. And what ADCC is, it's like Worlds but for grappling. Like I said, I didn't watch much. I watched the finals and I watched the super match between Gordon Ryan and Andre Galvao. There was some beef like a few years ago, and I respected Andre, his post fight interview. So when he was going after Gordon Ryan, he was in a bad place and he took blame. But and like Gordon Ryan was a humble winner, and he called out Felipe Pena after what happened with their super match. But I Gordon won't care about this, but he's gained another fan in me. And I don't know much about jujitsu or grappling, but I do appreciate his gamemanship and the respect about it. Now I mentioned Felipe Pena. Felipe Pena and Gordon Ryan not fought. They had a grappling match end of July, maybe beginning of August. I can't really remember. And Felipe Pena was gonna pull out because his best friend died the morning of this thing, and Gordon Ryan seems like, hey, cool, like go grieve. There's no skin off our backs. We can reschedule it for a later date. And Felipe Pena's like, oh well, like kind of hemming and hawing about how a later date wouldn't really work. And then Flow Sports allegedly offered him more money. That hey, we will give you more money, and we can delay like a couple hours. To be like, and he agreed to it. Then Felipe Pena verbal tapped at 44 minutes because there's no time limit. I don't know how the scoring is going. But he had all these excuses after he lost, and Gordon Ryan beat Andre Galvao and was like, hey Felipe, if you think you're about it, then let's go. Like you can get 20, 30, 40 minutes to warm up. I'll go backstage, drink a beer, and I'll come out and beat you. Like I appreciate it. Now, like I said, I don't know much about jiu-jitsu, so I'm not going to talk long about it. The men's worlds happen for wrestling, Greco, women's freestyle, men's freestyle at the senior level. The women's team. All right, so I'm gonna go through. So it starts off with Greco. Greco had a bad showing. They recently got a new coach, which wasn't great for the program. Then they had one dude retire. D'Angelo Hancock retired like 2 weeks after he made the world team. No one knows why. And then so then that puts in what's his name? Braxton Amos, who got second. And then after that, two more got replaced like literally like 3 days before Worlds by the people who they beat, and I don't get it. And probably not the best situation for those three individuals, but it is what it is, and not a great start to your tenure as a world team coach. But so Greco started off. They had one or two wrestle for medals. They both got fifth. I think it was like Ildar Hafizov and maybe Max Nowry. I could be wrong. Probably am. Then it came the women's freestyle. The women are getting markedly. They're getting better. Sarah Hildebrandt, she got silver last year. She's gotten silver before. She got bronze at the Olympics last year. She got bronze again this year. Like she was rolling and made one mistake to be in the finals. It was 50, 53. Dom Parrish, first time on a world team. I think she's like 27, 28. First time on a world team, gets gold. And people are like, well, she had the only weight that didn't have Japan in it. Well, who cares? Japan didn't show up. That's not Dom's problem. She went out there and won it. Jakara, she was at 55 kilos. Jakara Winchester, she lost in the semis, I think, to Japan, and then dropped a bronze medal bout. She got fifth. She was winning, and then I think she got thrown, or I don't remember how, but she got put to her back. And but she was doing good. She's won worlds before. She's gotten second. She's I can't remember what she did at the Olympics last year. So that's 55. 57 would be Helen Maroulis. She got silver to Japan. Um, Helen looked good. I want to know what shoes she's wearing. Like, they look like boxing shoes, but I don't know. I'd like to reach out to her and kind of go, hey, like, what are you wearing? They look dope, but they don't zoom in on shoes while they're wrestling. You're focused on the wrestling. I like how she spears the fish. I'm getting into some technical talk that doesn't really matter. Um, so 50, 53, 55, 57, 62, Kayla Miracle. Oh, also Sarah Hildebrandt, Kayla Miracle, both from Indiana. They're from up north. If you didn't know, Kayla Miracle, she got second. She lost to Japan in the finals. Japan, they are really good at women's wrestling. I don't know what they put in the water, but it's impressive to watch. She got second. She looked good the entire tournament. 65 was. Oh, I skipped 59. I don't remember 59. I don't think we medaled at 59. 65. Mallory Velty got bronze. This is her first world team. She got bronze. So 65. All right, 50, 53, 55, 57, 59, 62, 65, 68. Tamara Mensah-Stock. She got gold again. She didn't see Blessings Aboradudu from Nigeria. I'd like to see him run it back, but Tamara looked like her old self. Like, she got bronze last year at Worlds, but that was right after, like, 2 months after she won an Olympic gold. I think she was still like kind of riding that high, like David Taylor was. He was still riding the high. That's why he lost. He beat Yazdani in the Olympics. Lost to Yazdani because he didn't train, and then he beat Yazdani 7-1. Like, the underhooks weren't working. But Tamara, got a gold. Looked like her old self. Then the big shocker was Amit Allure. She's 18 years old. She won a junior world, so she's won like 2 cadet world titles, a junior world title. Or she won a junior world title last year. She won a junior world title this year. She won senior worlds, and then she's going to be on the U23 team. She's a chance to win 3 gold medals at 3 different age level tournaments this year. It's impressive. She's at 72 kilos, and she is a force to be reckoned with. And in 2024, I will be interested to see if she goes up to 76 kilos or down to 68 kilos. No one really knows except for her. And then 76 kilos, which is the heaviest weight for women, was Diamond Guilford. She owned one. Typically, it's Gray, Adeline Gray. She's there, but I think she just had kids, so she didn't take the spot. But it's it went on one, but women still had a good showing. I think 7 to 10 medaled, maybe 6 to 10. That's not bad. Now the U.S. the men's freestyle team, they won the team title, but people are like, well, but there's no Russia, there's no Belarus, Luguyev and Abitskazi Magomedov and not Sarlak's Iranian. What's his name? Sidakov and Abdul Rashid Sajalayev and Chinkadze Magomedov. Like, they weren't there from Belarus and from Russia. Like, blame Putin. It's not the Americans' fault. Americans got it done. They had 8 of 10 medal. 57 Gilman got silver to an Albanian, but really he's a Russian transfer. He wrestled in Russia, then in 2019 transferred to Albania. He was really good for Russia. Gilman got silver. Seth Gross, I didn't think he was going to perform the way he did. He shocked me. Because usually for him to beat somebody, he needs like he needs to feel him once or twice, and then he can game plan him. But he was murdering people, and he was beating Ray Higuchi until he challenged for something. And then they saw like he scissored the head, and that's a no-go. So Well, he was doing good. Seth, Seth looked really good. He got fifth. He dropped to the bronze medal match to Hartunian from Armenia, 65. So Gilman 57, Grove 61, uh, Yanni John Michael Diakomahalis, or Yanni Diakomahalis, wrestles at Cornell, 3-time NCAA champ, going for his 4th this year. World teamer last year, world teamer this year. Came up short, or he went like 0-1, 0-2 last year. He had a horrible draw, but he broke the curse. He broke a 16-year curse. He won a silver medal. Excuse me, losing to Iran in the finals. Can't remember the Iranian's name, but he teched. So his first one was against Tavanian, the dude who beat him last year and knocked him out of the tournament. Video 4-0. Pretty boring matches, 2 shot clock points and then a takedown. Then he went out and I think it was like Hungary, maybe Bulgaria, maybe Slovenia, Slovakia. I can't remember. It is a Eastern Bloc country. Tech fall. Then he went out and wrestled Bajrang Punia, who he's wrestled before. Tech falled Punia. Then he had Sebastian Rivera of Rutgers and formerly Northwestern, and Tech falled him in like under a minute, maybe under 2 minutes. And then he had the Iranian in the finals. Like Yanni was looking good. People on Flow have always said that if the curse for 65 kilos was to be broken, it'd be Yanni. 16 years. Took 16 years. Bill Zadig, the men's freestyle head coach, was the last one to win it, 2006. So that's 65. 70 kilos. Zane Rutherford, moving up from 65. He did good. He beat Jordan Oliver in a close one, and Gallagher Iba back in June. It was a very interesting match. I liked it. I like watching the two of them wrestle each other. They know each other very well. They don't get along, which makes for an interesting storyline, I feel like. But Rutherford, now people are gonna like kind of poo-poo his silver medal because Iran they drew Israel first round, and Iran they will always forfeit or whatnot because pressure from their state government. Anyway, so Iran got 0 points at 70 kilos. Because of that, Zane was able to move on and do well. And he got 20 points where Iran got 0. Oh. 74. Kyle Dake did Kyle Dake things except for the semis. Against the Iranian, he won 2-2 on criteria. Something seemed off, but he got it done. That's his 4th world title, 2nd at 74 kilos. He's a 4-time world champ, 1-time Olympic medalist. He's a 4-time NCAA champ at 4 different weights for Cornell. Like, this dude he wins. Most of the time. He lost to Jordan Burroughs a lot early on. 79, Jordan Burroughs, 6th world title. He has 6 world golds, 7 gold medals in total, with a 2012 gold medal from the Olympics. Then he has like 3 or 4 more bronze medals, or 3 bronze medals. So he is sitting at 10 medals, second to Bruce Baumgartner, who has 13 gold medals. Interesting fact: Bruce Baumgartner wrestled at Indiana State in Terre Haute, and he was roommates with Larry Bird. Burroughs did Burroughs things. He won 86. David Morris Taylor the third versus Hassan Yazdani Charati. This is 5th time they face each other. So first time they faced him, David gassed him out. Second time he faced him, David picked him apart. Third time was the Olympics. David just was smart, won the hand fight, just did all the little things correctly. Then lost to him the 4th time. So he was 3-1 going into this one. He lost because he's still riding the high from winning the Olympics. Oh, sorry. He won the hand fight. He made his Donnie. If you go, you can look this up on YouTube. Uh, Maybe 30 seconds into the second, his Donnie starts getting out of his stance. He's just tired. The hand fight was grueling. David Taylor does what he does best, and it was impressive to watch. Then next is 92 kilos, Jaden Michael Tabori Cox. Silver, lost to Gassimpur, which I thought he would do better against Gassimpur. He was about to turn Gassimpur one time, but then they called potentially dangerous. Jaden, most I've seen Jaden show any emotion on a wrestling mat, like just from watching, he was not happy. They stopped it, and they stopped a scoring opportunity, and it was irritating. But he lost to Kareem Gassimpur again, but he got silver, and I think Jaden and Kevin Jackson can figure it out. Also, real quick, I mentioned Sebastian Rivera. There are other Americans that wrestled for different countries. Sebastian Rivera wrestles for Puerto Rico. So Devon Micic he's from Indiana, from Hanover Central. Wrestled in Michigan and Northwestern. He wrestles for Serbia. He got our bronze medal. Miles and Malik Amin wrestle for San Marino. Mitch Fine-Silver wrestles for Israel. He's actually the one that took out Baby Yazdani, Baby Yaz, because of their whole geopolitical situation. Evan Wick from Wisconsin and Cal Poly is gonna trying to wrestle for Croatia. Anthony Valencia, he made the Mexican national team, so he'll do that at 74 kilos. Which I don't have a problem with dudes. Like, if you have an affiliation with another country and you can't crack it in America, like, go get yours. You are doing what you think is best for you. That being said, on to Kyle Frederick Snyder. Now, people are going to poo-poo this gold medal because no Abdul Rashid Sajalayev. But there was Mohammedian there. And last time Kyle Snyder wrestled Mohammedian from Iran, it was in 2020, Mateo Pelicone. Kyle shot in and then got pieced up by him. I think he got pinned. And then Mohammedian went on and tech followed Bo Nickel, which Bo Nickel's doing things in the UFC, which he fights this Tuesday. Tune in. ESPN, Dana White Contender Series, Bo Nickel fights. Anyway, so the semifinals, Snyder's facing Mohammedian. Whistle blows, Snyder shot out of a cannon, takes him down, and he doesn't look back. It was a good match. And then Hayden Zilmer, our heavyweight, he surprised a lot of people. He upset Nick Wisdowski for the world team spot. And then, he won his first couple matches, and he lost to Geno Petrishvili from Georgia, who Gable Dan Stevenson from Minnesota and also Indiana beat in the Olympics last year. It was a good match, but Hayden Zilmer is undersized for heavyweight. And when he won, he decided he's keeping the spot warm until 2024. Now, for those of you who don't know, he trains with Gable Dan up in Minnesota. So, is he alluding to Gable coming back? Possibly, hopefully, maybe. But like I said, Gross and Zilmer really surprised me. They hadn't been on a world team before. Like, they've been on age level world teams, but not a senior world team. Not knowing what they would do was just shocking. And then so that's UFC 279. That's Worlds. That's ADCC. Now, for the meat and potatoes of this, fantasy football. All right, so get out of DS. All right, so last week Dude, Sunday I was feeling good. I was beating Jake. Like, no chance he was going to win. I was up by like 30, 40 points. And Stephon Diggs was only projected 17 points. So I'm going through. Mahomes got 17 points. Lamar Jackson balled out 42. DeAndre Swift projected 15, got 16. Christian McCaffrey got 16, projected 22. Leonard Fournette got 9. Chubb got 32. Devontae Adams only got 9. T. Higgins got 19, which I needed that. Stephon Diggs, 44.8. You look at this score up here. Man, I fell asleep watching this game. I woke up to a text from Jake. Hey, my dog, this was too close. Less than a point. I win by less than a point. Robbie Anderson, 4.2. He's about to get dropped. Kelsey only had 10 points. Hoxton, 5. Tyreek Hill. He had Tyreek Hill. Stephon Diggs go over 43 points. Mark Andrews got 25. We do defense. Sean Robinson got 4. Donald, 3. His in Hubbard, almost 6. Mine got 3.5. Linebacker got 12. Mine got 8. Humphrey, 7.5. Mine got thrown out for fighting with Mike Evans. 1, almost 2 points. Derwin James got 10.5. Buddha Baker, 7.5. Bengals defense helped me out. They only got 3. Packers played well. They got me 10. Now, where it really kind of separates is he got 7 points to this kicker. I got 12. And then his head coach only got 1 point for a margin of victory, a 4-point margin of victory. Whereas my coach got me 10 points for a 34-point margin of victory. Now, looking at our benches, D-Hop suspended. Rodgers didn't play well. Kittle was out. Akers not getting touches. Miller, I don't know. Hurt. Not a great game. I didn't start the Buccaneers defense because I didn't expect them to play like they did. But little do I know. And I think about maybe if I put in Von Bell over Buda Baker, it'd be better. But I mean, Derwin James still got 10.5, and I would only be getting 3/4 of a point more. So, in hindsight, is that much more help? Now, Christian Wilkins did get more than Aaron Donald. So that was last week. I'm 1-1 now. Jake's name is Toddler Fondler. All right. Let's see. Let me look at league history. Sorry. Last year I got second. Got second on the losing record. Jake got first. Marcus got fourth. Year before that I got dead last. 5-8. Last year 5-9. Champion was 6-7. Champion last year was 8-6. Third place was 9-5. Fourth was 6-8. 6-7 third. 9-4 second. And then I think I can look up I could look up how I do versus individual people. I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna set my team, and then I'm gonna cut this because it's been 53 minutes. All right, Lamar. Why is Lamar questionable? Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley third. Lamar Jackson versus New England 23. Rodgers versus Tampa Bay 6. I'm gonna leave Lamar and McCaffrey New Orleans leaving. Chubb at Pitt. I don't have another running back. Akers at Arizona. They haven't been giving Akers enough touches. I'm gonna leave Higgins in. Robbie. do, let me look at my watch list. Pick up DK Metcalf. Y'all saw it here first. Drop. Continue. DK against Atlanta. Hawkinson against Minnesota. We'll see how he does. Kittle, 12.6. Boom, here. Let me read about Kittle. All right. I won't ride with Kittle for a little bit. All right, Wilkins versus Buffalo. I'll put him in over Donald. And then Miller. Bosa gets a nod over Miller. Wagner. Leonard. Let me see if any news came up of him today. All right, Leonard was a full participant. I'm gonna wait to hear more. Marshawn Lattimore or Jalen Ramsey. Ooh. Buccaneers versus Green Bay, Tampa. Buccaneer defense, like Rodgers needs a lot of help. Butker over Bass. I'll move Butker here for now. And then Bell over Buddha. Boo. Bell. I might change this, but right now this is my lineup. And thank you for watching.